Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. Here on the show, we give you the latest in movie news and break everything down and what it means. I'm your host, Derrick Woodrin, actor, model, and big movie buff, and I'm joined again by my comic book purist and big homie friend, OJ. What's good, man?
What's up, D? Like you said, I'm back again talking about movies, comic book purist, so we know you got some comic book news for y'all.
Yeah, we do. We have some comic book news, and I would have had the video up earlier, but I had to change everything around because of the very first movie topic we have, and that is the Avengers trailer. It actually just showed in the Oregon game, the Ducks, and honestly, I didn't watch the game. I recorded the game so I could watch it, so I could see the trailer. And before I give how I feel about it, OJ, what are your overall thoughts on the trailer? Like, how'd you feel about the second Avengers trailer?
Well, for beginners, I don't think a movie such as Avengers needs more than one trailer, because I think they can show little tidbits of the first one and they'll still probably bring in 20 million, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think we need all these little teaser trailers. It's cool to give us little pieces here and there, but I don't think we need it. Initial thoughts of the trailer were they did show more footage of the Iron Man and Hulk fighting with the Hulkbuster suit, which I enjoyed. That was cool. Then there was also more footage of actual Ultron and all the little cybernetic duplicates, I guess you could call them, or whatever.
Ultrons?
Little Ultrons, yeah, a better way to put it. So that was cool. But what you think about it, D?
Before I get on how I think about it, to go off what you said, they don't need any more trailers for Avengers.
Yeah.
And initially, I agree, because who didn't see the first one? Mm-hmm. But it's funny because I was talking to Adrian today, and I asked him, like, oh, you know about the new Avengers coming out? And he's like, no. I was like, what planet are you on? Like, why don't you know this? And he's like, well, I haven't seen any trailers, because he's like, I don't watch TV. Mm-hmm. What Marvel did that was smart is, because he's watching the Ducks game. So they played it during the Ducks game. So even people like Adrian, who don't really watch TV too much, or only really watch sports, he even is going to know about it. And he saw the first one, so now that he knows there's another one coming out, he wants to go see it. So, I mean, give me 2, maybe 3 trailers. Don't Amazing Spider-Man 2 me. All right, don't give me 500 different trailers of the same thing, and then I'm like, I don't want to see this movie anymore.
You
I already
know it all.
Yeah, I know the movie. Like, just with this trailer, I mean, if you compare the two, they're very different. Like, it gets, the first one where you give all those little snippets of what's going on, Ultron's beating up everybody, and they have a big trouble with that. But this one was like complete different tone. I mean, my favorite part of the trailer was the Hulk and Hulkbuster going at. I mean, that's what we all want. And then they gave us a little bit more, like Hulk got some good hits in. Then Iron Man got some good hits in, and you know how they ended it with Iron Man or whatever. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing for me in this trailer, besides the Hulkbuster part, you know I don't like Captain America. Right. Besides, I like the Winter Soldier, and the movie was good. And I like Chris Evans, but I don't like Captain America. So the fact that he got beat up a little bit in the movie, I had a smile on my face. Okay. Granted, I had a smile on my face the whole trailer, but when I was like, yeah, beat him up. Please, Ultron, destroy him. Huh? Do you like Captain America?
I don't like his character, but I mean, I like Winter Soldier.
So you like the movie, but you don't like Captain America. So same boat as me.
He's kind of a weenie.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure. I don't like that all-American guy.
Yeah.
But anywho, but for the rest of the trailer, it was everything I wanted it to be. I mean, I don't need another trailer, but when they got another, Avengers trailer coming out, I'm gonna watch it. Just only give me one more. It's like 3 months till the movie comes out. Give me one more good trailer, and I'm good. But go ahead.
My opinion from what they showed in the trailer so far, I'm not trying to do any spoilers or anything like that. But
I'm gonna put a link up. So
okay. What I took from it was it looks like they're showing a little bit of division between the Avengers, similar to the first one, how Loki infiltrated the group and was making them fight, and they destroyed the whole helicraft carrier thing. And it looks similar to that, because you see them fighting. I mean, why else would Hulk and Iron Man be fighting? And also he was fighting with Thor as well. So just kind of looks like there's a little bit of division between the team, and that's probably together we stand, divided we fall kind of thing going on. So sounds like that's what's going on. We'll see.
That makes me think of this is kind of like the build up to Civil War, because after so it goes. I believe, if I'm correct, it's Avengers, then Antman, and then Civil War. Mm-hmm. So that kind of, it looks like this is the start of the Civil War because they can't get along. You got Thor beating up Tony Stark. You got Tony Stark and Hulk, the Hulk fighting each other, and I'm sure other Avengers are fighting too. And besides Scarlett Johansson and Hulk, them two seem to be like both movies. It was always, hey Hulk, I feel you. Mm-hmm. Like they're in jail doing the cross glass thing, yeah. And then it's always her like, oh crap, he lost it. We gotta run.
Get out of here.
But I mean, those two things alone was just made me excited for the movie. But the one thing I do wonder is, who's the chick in the back? There's it's a bald. I want to say
like she took something off.
Yeah, like she took dropped her cape and was like, "All right, I'm ready to do something." I'm like, "Who is this chick?" And I even tried to go on IMDb and try to figure out like who it was, look for some chick that's bald or whatever, but I can't find it. I can't find nothing that will say this is a superhero of some sort. So I am wondering about that, and I'm just excited for it. It's gonna be just action packed movie, so it's gonna know it's gonna deliver, and I mean, all faith in Marvel, you know.
Yeah.
You have anything else you want to say? Like, what's your favorite part of the trailer?
Well, it was the questions that it made me ask myself was what's going on with the team, why are they fighting, all that kind of different stuff. And I mean, I guess we can talk about it a little bit later with Antman and stuff like that. Like, I'm interested in how they're going to go about the origin of Ultron in this movie. You know, is he
Tony Stark? It looks like you can go ahead and go ahead on what you feel about that, because that's why we have the comic book purists on here. That's why we have this guy.
From what I remember in the comics, Ultron was a creation of Hank Pym. It was almost like a Jarvis. If you guys are familiar with the Iron Man, Iron Man's artificial intelligence that runs all of his house and stuff like that is called Jarvis. And I believe Ultron started off similar to that, but he was created by Hank Pym, which is also Ant-Man in the comics. But like you were saying, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here. It looks like Tony Stark is going to be creating Ultron or something similar to that.
It's something like it's like an old program of Tony Stark's, and I mean it could be him and Bruce Banner create Ultron. I don't know all the details, so I don't want to say it, but it's definitely different from the comics. But just like X-Men: Days of Future Past and all the other comic book movies that kind of break from, you know, what's normal out of the comic books. Mm-hmm. As long as you make the movie good or great, you forgive all that. Like, yeah, it's frustrating. Like, oh, why can't you guys do this? But it's like, I forgive you because it was good. But when you make X-Men Wolverine Origins and the movie's terrible and everything doesn't make sense, it's like, well, you guys screwed up completely.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I can give a pass on that like you said, if the movie is good. But a part of me is always like, you guys already have a script written. Just take what's in the comic and make it a movie. It works. It works.
I can't argue with that. They have their reasons. I don't really know. Yeah. But anywho, that's enough Avengers trailer. I mean, we'll basically put this video on hold to watch the trailer. So let's get to the other piece of news that was originally part of today's schedule is the Ant-Man trailer. Mm-hmm. Now, Ant-Man had a lot of controversy going on about it. Basically, you know, it's supposed to be Edgar Wright, who's, you know, a real good director. He was working on it for years, and they pulled him out of it and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of drama going on with Ant-Man in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But after they, you know, not got rid of, but Edgar Wright went his separate ways, and they got on, can't think of the director's name right now. I'll get it later. But then they had Adam McKay write it, and then got Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas, and those guys part of it. Once they got past the Edgar Wright thing, there was no issues with the production. So all the nervousness is gone, for me at least. And for the way I feel about Ant-Man, not even talking about the trailer, I feel that Ant-Man is going to be not Guardians of the Galaxy big. It's not going to be that super hit, but it's going to be like a sleeper. Like you're gonna go see it, and it's going to be like, that was a good movie. And it's a heist movie. It's not like any other Marvel film. It's a heist movie. Kind of like Winter Soldier was its own type of movie. Mm. Guardians of the Galaxy was its own type of movie. It still fits in the realm, but it's its own type of movie. Mm. But let me give a breakdown of what Ant-Man is going to be as a movie. This is the synopsis. is armed with astonishing ability to shrink in scale but increase in strength. Con man Scott Lang, who's played by Paul Rudd, must embrace his inner hero and help his mentor, Dr. Hank Pym, who is played by Michael Douglas, protect the secret behind his spectacular Ant-Man suit from a new generation of towering threats. Pym and Lang must plan and pull off a heist that will save the world. What did you think of the trailer? Honestly, what did you think about the trailer?
We just watched it a little while ago, and honestly, it didn't really show me too much. I seen people running, people falling, people going up and down in elevators, and then I see it looks like a troublesome look on Paul Rudd's face. Like he looks like he's having some kind of relationship problem with his family, maybe with his daughter. Not too much of the story is given away with that being said. And then it looks like he's forced to make a choice between being whatever he was before and embracing this new role as the Ant-Man. And obviously he takes the role as the Ant-Man. And one of the things I did see was, and I wasn't 100% familiar with, was when he was shrunk down. I think he was riding the back of an ant. I wasn't familiar with the whole powers over ants and stuff too. That sounds like some Captain Planet type stuff, like control over nature and stuff. I might be wrong, but I didn't really follow Ant-Man as a kid. Too,
I believe he does. He does have powers over ants.
Powers over ants. And that's cool, So
that's why he's a weird character for them to make a movie about, because like you're a comic book purist, but you didn't follow him. I mean, you knew some stuff, and just like I knew a little bit about him, but got it.
I had my favorites growing up, and Ant-Man was one.
Definitely not one of them. Like whatever, Ant-Man, you're strong as an ant. Who cares?
Right. Wolverine
but so my overall of the trailer, it didn't. I mean, just like you, it didn't wow me. It wasn't a spectacular trailer. It was very different. Like I said, it was a heist film, and I mean, it's got Paul Rudd in there, and it's Adam McKay as a writer. So to me, it's gonna have that comedy. It's not gonna be super funny, but it's gonna have those little small jokes as well as very witty, smart. I mean, and I think most of it for me is I have trust in Marvel, because Marvel hasn't let me down. I mean, even the movies that people complain about, I still like. And I mean, they might not be the best of the Marvel films, but it's like Pixar. Pixar has all these slate of movies, and they don't have any technically terrible movies. They just have movies that you don't like as much as other ones. And especially with comic books, most of the issues people have are with what they did with the story. Like Iron Man 3. Well, that's not the real Mandarin. Like, well, the movie was still good, so
exactly.
Shut up. Yeah. The movie was still good.
You already know.
I know exactly what you said. But the movie was great. So, I mean, granted it has issues, but it was a good movie. Yeah. I mean, to me, the worst Marvel movie is Captain America. And the reason, the first one, and the only reason is because I don't like Captain America. And it was set back back in his time, and I was like, I'm not really feeling that. Now you get the Winter Soldier, and it's a little different.
Yeah.
But anywho, now, do you have anything else for the Ant-Man?
Yeah, I was thinking about actually Paul Rudd being casted as Ant-Man, which I think is good. I think he has a whole lot of potential as developing the character. But we know this guy from Anchorman. We know him from 40-Year-Old Virgin. And he's always kind of like the jerky, smart aleck guy. And it's just going to be different for me to see him as a superhero with, saving the world now. So I think he's an interesting choice. But I think he can pull it off. But like you said, I think it's going to be full of those little snarky jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be kind of like an anti-hero where he struggles with, like, he's a con man before. Now he's, trying to become this better person, a hero or whatever, and trying to help Hank Pym and stuff like that. So I think it's got a lot of potential. It's definitely going to be funny. I mean, Michael Douglas is, he's one of those great guys out there as actors. And even in the trailer, they gave you a little snippet of Ant-Man's a stupid name, and Paul Rudd let you know. He's like, can we at least change the name? I don't like it. Can we do that? And of course, it's going to be like, no, it's got to stay Ant-Man, but whatever. So now that we got that piece of news out of the way, we're going to go to our segment I call Movie Picks. And basically, me and OJ doesn't always have movies that are in the theaters, but, pick a movie in the theater, pick a movie on Blu-ray or DVD, and we basically give you all a little insight on that. So my movie pick that's in the theaters right now is Selma. Is the movie the movie about Martin Luther King Jr. and the March in Selma. Great movie. It's definitely David Oyelowo. If I'm saying it right, I think I said it right.
No.
I'm pretty sure he's going to be nominated for an Oscar, and a lot of people are considering it one of the best movies of the year. It's up there for me. I'm not sure exactly where, but it's definitely a powerful movie that gave Martin Luther King what he deserves. Like, as great as Martin Luther King was in our history, he got a movie that that captures him and not just glorifies him saying Martin Luther King was perfect, but it breaks down some of the negatives about him or whatever. Like, he's human. He's human just like us. So he gets mad, he has temper and stuff like that. And then it adds humor to some of the things he did. I mean, even unless you really studied him and Malcolm X, for a little while they didn't like each other. And I mean, I'm not trying to give spoilers away, but it's history. So I mean, if you don't know it, go watch the movie. Yeah. But like how they didn't like each other, and like they both were fighting for the same thing. They just went about different ways of doing it, and how that like messed with each other, and how people even treated Martin Luther King, like the president and stuff like that. Like how they tried to use him in their own ways and tried to baby him and stuff like that. So I mean, very powerful movie, and I would definitely recommend seeing it. And it's definitely gonna get. I mean, it won a Golden Globe for Best Song with Common and John Legend, but it's definitely going to be nominated for Oscar. I mean, you can't say definite, but it makes sense. They have a lot of good performances. You said you don't have a theater pick, right?
No, but I'm glad you brought up that Selma movie because I'm into American history and I like stuff like that. And I mean, I haven't seen it, but I definitely will, just based off the little review you just gave me. So.
It's got pretty good. I mean, it's got great reviews. It might be nominated for best movie too. I know David Oyelowo is going to get nominated. I'm pretty sure he is.
Is that his last name? Oyelowo.
Oyelowo. I don't know how to say it. I don't know. It's not easy. I heard him say it, and I had to rewind it. It's like I can't pronounce it.
Let's call him David O.
That might be better. David O. That's what we're gonna say. David O. from Selma, who played Martin Luther King, and he did a real good job playing Martin Luther King. Since I did the movie pick of theaters first. And OJ don't have one. OJ, what's your DVD or Blu-ray movie?
DVD or Blu-ray movie. I'm gonna have to go with one that I've seen recently with my kids, and I'm gonna have to go with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Family Man.
I mean, it was an easy pick for me because growing up, I don't know anybody around our age range that didn't like Ninja Turtles. So the fact that they brought it back, I had to check it out, and seeing it with my kids, something that I got to enjoy, but also share with them too, and. It's good to enjoy it, and then seeing it across generations and stuff like that. And I think they did a pretty good job with the action and with the turtles. So I enjoyed that part of the movie. I know you kind of got a little bit of an opinion on it, a little bit.
DJ Mikey.
Yeah. That whole thing, the whole rap thing in the elevator.
I wish that was longer.
Yeah, and I wish they would have did like something to kind of tribute back to the Vanilla Ice song that they had back in the other one.
I think that's what the DJ Mike was for. Yeah,
rap. But yeah, it was cool, and I liked it. So that would be my DVD pick, just because for nostalgic reasons. So.
Any issues with the movie? I have some, and I'll explain mine. But you had. I mean, you don't have to go into detail. Just give me a couple of your.
I don't want to steal yours, but if you're asking me first, I'll go.
Go ahead.
So if you guys haven't seen it, and if you guys aren't familiar with the Ninja Turtles from back in the day. The turtles were exposed to like a secret ooze or something like that transformed them and made them into like giant turtles and stuff like that. And they lived in the sewers, and their teacher, their parent was Master Splinter, and he like trained them and stuff like that. That's how it was when I grew up as a kid. This current one. They had some story made up about them being April O'Neil's pets, and that completely threw me off. Like, again, I'm the comic book purist, so you start taking stuff from my childhood and messing it up, I get a little angry. So, I didn't like that.
Don't bust out your sweatshirt.
Yeah, I don't want to have to go Hulk on everybody. But no, that was the one thing I probably disliked the most, was them changing that part of the story. So,
I enjoyed the movie. I watched it with my goddaughter and my mom the first time I watched it. And just like you, Ninja Turtles, the first and second one, I think we quote those movies pretty often. Like we make fun of Leonardo because he's a lame, and we like Raphael, Mikey, Donatello. Even Donatello, he's the nerdy one, but he's funny too. They're all cracking jokes. And that's the best part of. I mean, that's what they did right with Ninja Turtles. Is that they got their little banner going on. They were joking around. They're teenagers. Being dumb teenagers, whatever. And that was the best part. And family and stuff like that. So they're very protective. But everything else sucked. Like the action was good, the Turtles was good, but I hated just about everything else. And by everything, let me be more specific. So
Megan Fox.
Yes, it's fine. As good as it is to look at her, Michael Bay produced it, and I don't want to get on a Michael Bay tangent because I don't hate Michael Bay.
I do.
All right, I don't. But Michael Bay makes good movies, but not stuff that already has an origin. So Transformers and Ninja Turtles, stay away from them. Yeah. Don't do it, Michael Bay. Stop it.
Stick to Bad Boys.
Yeah, make Bad Boys, Pain and Gain. The Rock. Matter of fact, The Rock was on the other day. He makes good movies, just not ones that already are a franchise. Leave those movies alone and let somebody else do them. And granted, he only produced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but his handprints were all over it. Yeah. So you had Megan Fox, who looks good, but she sucks as April O'Neil. Right? Tired of it. Then you have Shredder. Why is he the super? He looks like Silver Samurai from Fight Wolverine. What the heck's going on with all these knives everywhere? He's supposed to be whatever. Then you have Splinter, who already looks weird, just like the Turtles. They look weird. The Turtles aren't as bad. I can give the Turtles, but Splinter, what's up with this guy? Why does he look so stupid? He looks weird and freaky. Whatever.
Well, before you keep going and destroying the movie that I said you would see, it was good. I mean, but they did change some stuff from what we remember as kids.
Yeah, I mean, if I wouldn't bash the movie so much if I already didn't love Ninja Turtles. Like I remember the first and second one, I was like, yes, I can't wait, and I enjoyed the Teenage Mutant Turtles recent one, but I just had some issues. The second time I watched it was where I really noticed the issues. Like they changed the whole backstory where April O'Neil saved them and she named them. Yeah. Then Splinter was Splinter learned all his kung fu and everything from a book.
Yeah, I mean, there's another small thing that I noticed too. It was in the very beginning was how big the turtles were. It looked like they were Monstars from Space Jam or something like that, and they were just
linebackers. Yeah,
they were like 7 feet tall and not. I don't know how something that big and that heavy moves around silently, but they made it work in the movie.
Yeah, I mean that I didn't have an issue. It's just the one thing that they're not going to have in any of them now, or it's not going to be as pure, is the fact that Shredder and Splinter hate each other. Yeah, because they don't have that backstory and history no more. Like you gave me the scar on my face and you killed my master. Like they don't have that anymore. Yeah, but okay, that is a good movie to see. It's just hard as a purist of Ninja Turtles. I mean, that's where I really struggle with. But the second one, they don't have to worry about the backstory no more. They can focus on the turtles, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. My pick for Blu-ray or DVD is The Equalizer, which is Denzel Washington's movie.
Good movie.
Great action. I mean, Denzel doing what he does. I can't think of a time where he let me down in the movie where I was like, yeah, Denzel, I wasn't feeling like. People give him a tough time for his movies sometimes, but to me, the movie's always good. I mean, I can always go in there and I'm gonna enjoy it. And the dude was cold. That movie's like, okay, it'll take me 16 seconds to beat up all these guys. He's like, 19 seconds. God dang it. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I saw good. Like
getting old.
Yeah, it's like I can still do it. And it's the fact that he didn't want to. It's like I'm trying to get out of this life. But I don't want, this girl to get hurt or this to happen. I got to right the wrong. Mm-hmm. So I mean, if you want a good action movie, I mean, there's a couple of them out, but definitely, I mean, Denzel never lets you down. You got to go see Denzel.
That's a good movie. Good pick.
Yeah. Anything you want to say about Equalizer?
I
know you watched it more recently.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the main bad guy in the movie. If you guys haven't seen it, he's kind of good at it too. Yeah. I don't know the guy's name, but he was kind of good at it. I liked his character. I liked the way he embraced the bad guy role and was tracking down Denzel. But another thing about that movie kind of made me reflect on myself was how easily it is to kind of like track people. It kind of makes me want to go off the grid and start paying with cash and everything. Like I don't want people being able to follow me. Yeah, I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? Like man, you were at Safeway at 7 o'clock on April 13th. No, I wasn't. Anyway,
hey, my movements.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it kind of made me think about that a little bit. But besides that, it was a really good movie.
All right, well, that's all we have for Talking Movies with D today. I just want to remind all of you to feel free to email us at talkingmovieswithd@gmail.com if you ever want to bring us some topics to talk about or anything of the sort, anything you want us to talk about, or you think, you had a difference of opinion. I'm definitely going to read all the emails, and if you have any talking about, referring to OJ, I'll definitely make sure he gets those as well. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and now Twitter. I have a Twitter now. You can find me at Derrick Woodrin or at dwood2324. Also, make sure you like the page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Deuces.